And the U, baby. See ball, get ball. Welcome on in. How about the U, man? First round for the bye. Again, the bye team, Ohio State. The bye team's still in the playoffs, winless. But Miami, ready to rock and roll, comes out, makes an unbelievable statement, gets up 14-0 in the football game. It's amazing because we talked about, rust versus playing versus working. Miami came out firing on all cylinders, right? They were flying, pinning their ears back. Defense played great. They had a big fumble in the first half that killed them by Fletcher that actually kind of honestly, the game wouldn't have been out of reach, but it would have been pretty close. Like the way Miami was playing, dominated the first half, dominated. Up 14-0, shut the Buckeyes out, was owning the football game. The second half, it got real. It felt like an absolute roller coaster, man, because Miami came out dominating, winning, and then all of a sudden, Ohio State got in rhythm. Julian Sain had 15 in a row completions, throwing the football all over the yard, getting the ball out of his hands, and then you're like, hold on. The U's oh gosh, they're about to go up, but the defense comes up big late in the football game, getting the huge stop. And me and Brent are going to get into all the details. But how about the way this football game ended? The way this football game ended is exactly what Mario Cristobal's been talking about that he wanted to build at Miami. It's exactly what he talked about, man. They get the ball, they're up, they need to run the clock out, straight physicality, straight Miami football. Fletcher, the big offensive line. How about Carson Beck, man? How about Carson Beck on that third down to start the fourth quarter? 3rd and 11, you talk about laying your body on the line. That dude flies in and absolutely flips over top of someone. The Canes do it as a huge underdog. Nobody thought they could do it. Early in the season, we talked about it here on C-Ball Get Ball, how good Miami was, why they were the number one team in the country for a long time. They now started to look like it. When they take care of the football and they own the line of scrimmage like they did the end of the part of the season, man, and the way they ran the football, that's how you win now. That's how you're winning in today's football. Ohio State, they could not they were minus running the football in the first half. They were getting destroyed. They were getting dominated in the trenches. They got a little bit more together, but in the end, they couldn't stop the Hurricanes. And Brent, jump in here because there was so many big moments in this game and so many pivotal points to talk about. But I thought Carson Beck managed the football game exceptionally well. I thought he made plays when you needed to. I thought he took some aggressive shots that I liked, whether you connected on them or not. I just liked that. I'm not going to let you cheat and play up close the whole time. You're going to play man. Ohio State chose to back off a lot, which was surprising to me, and give those easy access throws. And Carson Beck will throw those all game long. He's okay with that. They weren't their usual Ohio State mug, play man. I don't know what slowed them down from that. But Miami obviously, making enough plays, having enough balance to get the huge upset, big time upset.
So Carson Beck, when you think about his management of this game, he looked very borderline Gunnar Stockton-esque because it was, hey, ball's out quick. If it's not there, I'm going to go take 3 yards. I'm going to go take 2 yards, and then I'll go, run for a first down. The one at the end was maybe
incredible.
the best
third down and 11
individual effort. Yeah, the best individual effort I've ever seen from him.
That was absolute. If you don't think that meant something to him and he didn't know exactly where to get for the first down, he ended up turning and landing on top of a body. How about Brown coming in late too? Hadn't even touched the football. I thought Miami did an unbelievable job too. Just like Texas did against Ohio State. You've seen Ohio State be vulnerable the last couple years. The only spot they've really been vulnerable, running backs out of the backfield. Great job. The first time in the red zone for Miami, aside from the fumble, the first Fletcher fumble. Great job. Bringing 7 offensive linemen in the game, making it look like run. They did this so many times during the season. Me and Brent were pulling our hair out. Well, one of us were pulling our hair out. Pulling our hair out Miami, stop trying to just pound people. Have a little bit of deception. And man, did they ever. Great job. Carson catches it. Fletcher goes right out of the backfield. You throw it right to him now. You get him. Basically, you get your guy in space. Like Fletcher one-on-one in space is a good matchup for you. And the way they creatively, the way they threw the football in the first half, switch releases, really doing a good job. They were getting identifiers, playing smart, ball coming out fast. And then again, got to point to this, Brent, and they'll let you get to whatever you want to get to. Like, how about last week against A&M? You needed a drive. You needed to go do it. Miami pounded the rock and went and won a playoff game. When you needed it on short yardage late, you run it to Tony on a jet sweep, right? You take advantage. You pound, take advantage. Great job on a must-have moment, throwing the screen, using Tony as a decoy, blocking with Tony after you've been smacking. That was the big play late in the football game. Miami adding enough deception, adding a little bit of variance instead of just being like, I'm going to pound you, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And that's exactly why they won. And it was a phenomenal job by them calling plays and them being ready to rock and roll tonight.
So the running game, and you talked about Brown coming in late. So on the last Fletcher run that he broke, on that last drive that they scored, he almost fumbled.
Whew.
And so I think that's why Brown was in the game, because obviously Fletcher had the earlier run, earlier fumble. But we talked about this against A&M, how they found something out of the pistol. I tracked it tonight. 13 carries for 79 yards out of the pistol again from Miami, just getting downhill as fast as you can. But we haven't mentioned the play of the game. We have yet to mention the play of the game. The pick six. Holy freaking cow, what a play.
What a play by Scott.
What a mental and the physical play. But that's the game, because if it's 7-3 right there, Ohio State's not feeling as down as maybe they were. It's just a completely different game once the pick six happened. Like,
you want to know something crazy? So Keontae Scott is the one who had that pick six. He had a pick six against Aiden Sayin in 2019, Julian Sayin's brother. Like, crazy research here at C-Ball Get Ball. That's what we do, baby. And Brent, to me, that was and here's where Miami plays so aggressive, and they brought pressure time and time again, which is a tough thing to do against Ohio State, because that means it's going to leave you a little bit vulnerable. But what they do is they fly, man, and they are so freaking physical, and they take chances. And Keontae Scott, you're not supposed to do what he did. You're not supposed to go under a block when you have three guys out there to block. Like, you've got to be in the middle of that to turn it back inside. No, screw that. Scott's the guy who's also been missing for a while, who's been inserted back into this lineup, and you saw a difference in the A&M game, and you saw a difference tonight. He's a heat-seeking missile. He blitzes. He makes plays in the back end. But they have a fast defense that's so physical. It's penetrating. Will it get gassed from time to time? Yeah, it will. But they're okay with that, because they're also understanding that they're going to get in the backfield and get some TFLs and make you really have to work for everything you get. And so, yeah, that was a huge. And how about Ohio State? Think about this. Ohio State gave up 6 sacks all season long in totality. 5 against Indiana, 5 against Miami. They played some better competition. Saying got hit. Let's be honest, too. Here's another thing, too, in the first half. Like, not only did you have Ohio State with a several-week layoff, like they had the long layoff. You also had now a play caller who is calling plays who's been off and had a year-long, at least, sabbatical from calling plays or helping call plays a year ago. Now he's into the throw against a team that's getting in the backfield quickly. I thought he did a good job adjusting in the second half. Dude, fine 4. Tate is a stud. And he's going to be a first-round pick. 4 is different, man. 4 is a different animal altogether.
This is a complete and utter blowout if it's not for him.
I mean, it's incredible. But I mean, listen, you got to admit, though, Brett, you thought, just like everybody else thought, like, I was like, dude, Miami's just holding on. Like they're they're on this machine right now, and it's like, oh gosh, like I don't know if I can stop them. I don't know what's going to happen. Ohio State they got the run game going out of the first half. They had 30-something yards rushing on the first drive. They had -3 in the first half. Like unbelievable job of bouncing back, rebounding, and getting their footing and getting things rolling in the second half.
So the funniest part about the hold on piece was they were doing just that until the first accepted penalty of the game.
Isn't that in the fourth quarter?
The holding call.
In the fourth quarter.
8 minutes to go or something like that?
I thought it was a bad call, by the way.
I didn't think it was holding.
I did not think it was holding.
No.
But it was incredible effort by Bain. And once you start leaning in front of the guy and you start falling down, like a lot of times they will absolutely call that.
So I do want to ask you a question.
I love questions.
Did you pat yourself on the back at any point watching this game being, good job, Davey? I called it exactly right in terms of one team having a better line of scrimmage on both sides.
I'm not smart enough to think about that I said that, Brent. Listen, we knew that. Like we knew, like Miami and Ohio State fans took it as an insult, but we also knew that you had a clear advantage out wide. And I'll say this though, Scott's took some of that away. Frederic played well for Miami.
Yes, he did.
2-8 on the outside played. And you know what's interesting? Yeah. And and he's still cramped, by the way. And you know what's interesting? When you watch these replays of Jeremiah Smith and Frederic being tied up, like Frederic did a great job of getting that inside hand on Jeremiah Smith, contact down the field. Well, you know what Jeremiah Smith's doing? He's contacting with his inside hand. So if you're gonna allow a receiver to be physical, you've got to allow a DB to be physical. So I think that was a great job by Miami, but the pressure packages for Miami. Do you think Bain and Bezador lived up? Do you guys see why we talked about these dudes for being – they're freak shows. Like, they are absolute freaks.
The first third down. Hey, you got a new starting right guard that I told you one day off air that I thought was quite soft in the snaps that I watched of him this season. What do? They put Bain and Bezador right in front of that, right on that side. New guy. Hey, welcome to the game. And twist, and it caused complete confusion, sack instantaneously, set the tone really for the entirety of the game. I will say, I thought if Ohio State did happen to come back and win, that 62 and I think 69 more, or was it more? Like the starting left tackle for Ohio State played more snaps than any player on their offense this season. He got benched in the second half. He was getting his butt whipped so much. And it kind of settled them down. That guy played better. 62 played better at right guard, gave Sayan time. He got some rhythm. But I think just the overall theme of this is when you think about Ohio State and where they are, they're probably sitting there thinking like, okay, we didn't really get tested and have to sort of really see what we were about in the crucial moments until the end of the season, and it showed. Like they got hit in the mouth and they weren't ready for it, basically.
Yeah, we like to always talk about the chat and give people credit. My man Chris says cupcake schedule for Ohio State cost them in this game. I get what you're saying. I understand that they played Texas to start the season to try to help themselves. Then they didn't. The Big Ten not as competitive as normal. I think that the top is very
Penn State
competitive.
was a top 5 team in the preseason.
Obviously fell off a cliff. Anyways, that's a narrative too. And then how about somebody saying the Big Ten is a joke? This is fresh off of the Big Ten winning several bowl games against the SEC, and it's like the Big Ten's so much better than the SEC. Well, just remember, Miami wasn't even worthy of being in this conversation. Miami shouldn't have been in this thing. Like, why is Miami being talked about so much? Miami sucks. They play in the ACC. I'd like a word when we saw these lines of scrimmage, bros. Like, these guys, they got some dogs, man. They got some dudes up front, and they did an unbelievable job. Like, would love to go do a breakdown of the last drive, and Miami just – physical up front, several drives, man, just finishing drives, like finishing people. Like, and you talked about this, didn't you talk about Ohio State playing more snaps than usual and getting a little bit tired late in the game? And man, because the first half was so one-sided. Like the time of possession was 10-plus minutes in Miami's favor. Like Miami did it exactly what they wanted to do. They now, right before the half, Miami has a chance to do something really special, and they screw it up. Like they're up 14. They got a chance to go up 17 or 21. And they give up a couple negative plays in a row in field goal position.
I actually thought he played that badly.
Horrible.
Like 3rd and 20, if you were going to punt that, like, or if your kicker, like to me, they punted after that. Like that tells me, okay, the kicker couldn't make it from there, fine. But he made a 50-yarder later. Like, why are you not quick screening that or drawing or something to get yourself in field goal range? Because I thought that was 3 points that they gave away that might have come back to haunt them there. That's for sure. I agree with that.
I mean, they could have. Miami had a chance to really they could have put the game away in the first half.
Squeezed on the net a little bit.
And they could have made it where – now, listen, I thought Ohio State inside their – Miami then punts, put them inside the 2-yard line. Ohio State crawls out of it. And let's not forget their kicker, who last time we saw him in a big moment – well, no, that another New Year's Eve, yes.
Okay.
But last time we saw him in a big moment in the Big Ten championship game – on a 27-yarder against Indiana. That was a big-time kick, and then he hooks the piss out of one left, which, yes, looked very familiar on New Year's Eve. But
which I think I saw they're now 0-3 on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Lost to Georgia, lost to maybe like Clemson, I think it was, or somebody. But, 0-3 on New Year's Eve. I saw that.
It's
not good. Speaking of New Year's Eve, appreciate all these folks joining us now. Like,
you ain't lying.
Like, you could be doing a lot. Maybe I will say, maybe our people are like us, and they're just at home chilling and enjoying the evening.
Yeah. Hey, a little bit older. Hey, here's what your boy was doing: driving home from a tournament in Gatlinburg,
Did you win,
girls basketball tournament. No, we lost in the finals. Which sucked. Thought about it the whole way home. But I'm watching the game, so I have a propensity to speed. I don't do a lot of things.
You have a problem.
I don't do a lot of things that break the law, but I like to go fast. Let Baby Doll drive on the way home tonight so I can watch.
How about you?
Hey. Woo, 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 woo.
No way.
My wife has never had a ticket in her life. It was a construction zone. And so she was going like 54, and they made it down to 40, like 45, I think. And they gave her a ticket going 11 over. So Baby Doll got a ticket coming home because of me. First ever ticket she's ever got in her life. So
I'm
happy New Year's.
I'm laughing I'm trying to.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Sorry, like I'm not like, but the irony of that, because you've had
a lot.
Let's just say large number.
Large.
Johnny Knoxville, appreciate you.
I'm about to say, speaking of large, Johnny Knoxville in the chat, baby.
Super chat.
Appreciate that. Appreciate your fair and measured opinions, David. Saw a lot of fans say how classy you are when you met them. Respect. Hope you and your channel continue to do. Appreciate that. Appreciate it, man. All y'all jumping in here part of C-Ball, Get Ball. We've been growing like crazy. We're thankful for it. Ohio
State. You mentioned the Miami thing.
Yeah. Caleb Downs, real quick. Caleb Downs mentioned on our pod that caused a big stir and did talk about the schedule, the weekend, the week out grind, learning who you are, learning what you can and can't do. The one thing I do feel like Ohio State missed out on was because of their schedule. Like, I don't think they really realized in the passing game how to continue to evolve and develop and get past the first little, like, because Sane is so good, man. Like, first half flustered. He landed on his noggin one time too, and I thought he was going to get concussed. I thought he might have been out for a second. But second half, you saw it, man. Compact release, blitz, bam, get that thing out. That thing comes out so fast, in a hurry. Ohio State's defense have been great all year long. Just that it was better competition. But listen, do you think if they come out guns blazing and firing on all cylinders and not a little bit rusty, it might be different. And this preludes into the next point, man. We're going to see all these guys tomorrow. And does it look the same for Texas Tech? You know, who sat out? Like, does it look the same for Indiana? Does it look the same for Georgia? Like, having that time to sit out while the other teams got tune-ups and got to worry, get the physicality in,
especially tomorrow,
the soreness out. Like, it makes
2 of those teams got real tune-ups, like scrimmages.
They got
basically
real tune-ups. Does this change anybody's opinion too of looking forward now? Because to me, if you were asking me to pick one team to win it, I think you'd have said the same thing probably. Like, who had the best chance to win it? I would have said Ohio State. Like, their combination of being really good across the board, not having a real big weakness, and then having some freak show Friday receivers, some freaky DBs, like, they were the favorites to me to win it. Now, wide open. Anybody's game.
Very much so. Do you think the college football playoff committee is just sort of sitting back and like, yeah, we called that. We got that right.
They always get to do this too, don't they? Like, they always get to do this. But spinning it forward tomorrow, man, like, now you got the winner. Now Miami is going to be watching the Sugar Bowl at night going, Ole Miss, Georgia. And, you know, Ole Miss is a great matchup for Georgia, man. Like, it's a great matchup. And I'm just curious. First of all, if anybody's been watching Pete Golden, like, I love the way this dude talks. Yeah. I love the way he's honest, like forthright. We'll drop some curse words in there a little bit, like intense. Talked about like what Lane Kiffin's departure meant for this squad and how it kind of galvanized them. Like, now coming out and this, can they run the football? Can they create some balance? Like, if they do, that's a harder offense to stop in all of college football. With the ability of Chambliss to run, if you get Lacey going, my goodness, like that matchup, they're looking at that game tonight. You think they were cheering for Miami too? Like, was everybody cheering against Ohio State?
I think it feels like they've maybe reached levels of like Duke basketball.
Yeah.
Where you're either a fan of them or you hate them kind of thing. How
about Carson Beck if Georgia wins?
There won't be anything to talk about. He won't be asked 800 million times about playing his former team. Remember when we did the predictions? I said I wanted to pick Miami. I just could, because I thought that we were destined to see that matchup. I just couldn't. I didn't have it in the end to make that pick. But I did think for a second, because I said the score would be 20-17 Ohio State. I thought, Ohio State's going to score here, and it's going to be 21-17, be really close. But the other part that was very, and you'll appreciate this, Miami was getting off the rock in the snap count very well.
They always do. They always do.
But just it seemed like it was, whether it was, film study or whatever it was with them, they were big time getting off the snap and getting off the rock really well.
Well, and then I thought Ohio State did a good job. They went quicker. Like, they started quick counting. So, like, y'all can watch the game within the games. By the way, keep the chat rolling. You guys are awesome because you're just slamming it right now, which is fantastic. But, like, if you watch the game within the game and how people do a good job of mixing up snap counts, actually Gunnar Stockton, I think, does the best job I've seen probably in all of college football with his hard count, his hard clap. He even gets a penalty for it sometimes. But, like, a lot of times the guard's going to tap the center. Center's head comes up, bam, 1001. Sometimes they do it now reverse, where the guard will just do it himself when his head comes up. But there's always something that you're finding. And Jason Taylor, we don't talk about him enough. Like, he's the pass rush coach for Miami. He's the defensive line coach. Like, there's a reason these guys make move upon move upon move. There's a reason these guys are first-round draft picks. Like, both of these ends are first-round picks in the NFL draft. Like, it's not debatable. Both these guys are going to go really, really high. And Jason Taylor obviously has a lot to do with that.
There was one shot during and speaking of broadcast, don't let me forget after this. There was one shot, and it had Michael Irvin doing some sort of weird stretching thing that he was like while he was watching the game. And right beside him to his right was Ray Lewis. And then right beside Ray Lewis to his right was Jason Taylor coaching. Like, let's just, 3 Hall of Fame football players standing on the sideline. But speaking of the broadcast, you might not have seen this because of how you were watching. But that freaking yellow collar on the 1st and 10 thing after every play or after every whatever they were doing it after, I thought there was a flag on every play early in the game.
You didn't like that, did you?
No, and there were multiple people commenting about it
and there was no flags whatsoever.
Yeah, and I'm like, what was the flag for? What I kept asking Carson, what was the flag for? Nope, wasn't a flag. It was just a stupid thing turning yellow. So annoying.
College football is the greatest sport on the planet. You see it now. You saw it tonight. Tomorrow, 3 heaping spoons. Like, no telling what the heck's going to happen. It's so great. Like, Ohio State fans, your team is amazing. You're going to have at least, well, Jeremiah Smith doesn't even count. You're going to have at least 4 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks. This team was unfreaking believable. So good. Like, but the thing we talked about coming into this game being the biggest difference is Miami's defensive line. They got dudes too. They got guys that are up here that impact games at a very, very high level. They're the most disruptive pair in all of college football. Like, they just make things happen, and they won that matchup, and they won the line of scrimmage. They won it early, they won it often, and they won it late when you needed it. When you needed to draw a holding penalty to get a stop to back them up to force a 3rd and 20, they got it done. So we took a lot of flack from Ohio State fans. We took a lot of heat for it, and that's fine. We are big boys here at C-Ball, Get Ball, and we're going to be respectful regardless. We're going to be respectful. But
yes.
But Mesidor and Bain dominated the football game early. Ohio State found some answers, ran the football, but those 2 guys made some plays along with some timely Carson Beck. Tony's got to stop fumbling, by the way. He's got like 5
fumbles
now.
I had a note on that.
He didn't fumble all year one time.
You know why? He ain't been hit like he's been hit the last 2 weeks. He was getting laid out tonight. And, you know, he's not the biggest cat, and he is 18. Like, it was a physical, just awesome football game to watch. And like,
but you still got to hold on. You got to hold.
But he's got to hold on the ball.
You got, and he's a smaller guy. So let's do this real quick for our fans, because this is awesome. This will be a fun thing. If I'm Miami and I'm watching tomorrow and I'm watching the Sugar Bowl, if I'm you, I'm cheering for Ole Miss. I want to play Ole Miss. The way I play football and the way I'm a bully, like, that's not a bully. Like, Ole Miss is not a bully. Now, they're good, but they're more like this. They're more like, hey, look over here. I'm going to slap you in the back of the head. Georgia's going to do exactly what you're going to do. Georgia's going to go in the ring with you and be like, let's go. Swing, whoosh, swing, whoosh. Like haymakers, Rocky Balboa. What was the Russian guy's name?
Drago.
It's going to be Balboa Drago. So, like, if I am a Miami fan and I'm talking about stylistically, like, I think I'm going to watch this game and I'm going to go, okay, my offensive line versus Ole Miss defensive line would be a big advantage for me, because that's the strength of my unit. Fletcher getting downhill, running the football, being physical, finishing out like that would be a big advantage. If you want to know why Miami lost 2 games this season, they had 6 picks in the 2 games. Carson Beck imploded, did not play great. Like, they still ran the ball, they still made plays, they still score, but it's the mistakes. It's calibrating those mistakes. Yep. I think just physically is up with them better to force Beck to make more plays. Now, he made some plays tonight. Carson Beck got him. Like, scramble was the best I saw today, probably. But you agree with the premise. If I'm Miami, if I'm the U, I'm like, all right, I'd probably like the matchup with Hottie a little bit better.
And also because of Ole Miss's defense and the ability of them to run the football on Ole Miss, that would be there. But like, Trinidad is very much of the Kevin Jennings, I can make a lot of the pass rush guys miss type ill. Like, Gunner can too, but he's not like as quick and whatnot as Trinidad, I think. So who knows? I know, if think about this, if Texas Tech and Indiana win those first 2 games, you're going to have 1 each from the Power 4 conferences in the semifinals,
which is pretty cool.
Because you'll have Indiana from the Big 10, Texas Tech Big 12, Miami ACC, and then whoever wins the night game.
My man Matthew Short in the chat, Pollack, He said Pollack, so I'm going to say Pollack. Don't bet against those Canes. Hey, just remember, Matthew, my man, had him number 1 in the polls for a long time. Long time. Talked about how you could win this game because you can dominate the line of scrimmage. Don't get it twisted, my man. Like, I don't know if you were meaning to insult me by calling me Pollack. I've been called that a lot in my life. But.
That's just spell check. Outside of that 3rd and 20 call, the other thing I thought too, Miami outcoached him. Like Shannon Dawson was dialed in.
He was good.
Like the short yardage calls to get the touchdowns. I thought, the combo of run, quick pass. And the thing with Carson Beck is arm strength and quick release. You can the short hitches on the outside. If you play off coverage, that's like somebody else's screen game. And it's extension. It's like somebody else's, quick screens that they do. That's an extension of the running game. That's what it was for Miami. They didn't have
it takes a while to get there a lot of times with Carson. It's not like a laser hose by any stretch of the imagination. Like some people can throw, but the release is quick. It's good. I can get down with that. Like I can get down with. I thought they got out physical. Like I thought they got out tough more than they got out coached. Like especially. Yeah, like that ground game, man. They haven't given up anything. Now I thought the red zone was really good. Like I thought Miami's
Heatherman was really good though.
Huh?
Heatherman, the defense.
He was good. Like he was good, and I think that early in the game did a really good job, and I think caught Ohio State off guard a little bit too by being so aggressive. Like probably Ohio State's probably like, wait a minute, they're going to trust their guys to win. Yeah. We'll have a plan. We'll chip. We'll keep tight ends in. And he brought pressure, and it was like, oh, okay, wait a minute. And then Ohio State did a good job of counterpunching. But, man, what a game. Like, what a game. Like, what a start. Like, as much as we were all disappointed last week because we had to watch JMU and we had to watch Tulane, like, this was fantastic. This absolutely lived up to the hype. I mean,
hey, there was good football on all day.
Yes.
Like Vanderbilt, Iowa beating Vanderbilt. Like, that was a fun football game.
That was such a great game. Like, that was an awesome game.
Yeah. Arch just said, hey, massive Heisman hype train for next year. Let's just start it up. I saw where Arch hit 21.7 miles an hour on the whatever. I just saw some analytics thing that tweeted it. And they said it was the fastest a QB had been all season. Whatever their, the metrics that they have. But he had a big day. Texas gets a win. The guy jumped into the bowl of cereal. The Arizona State guy, that was fantastic. Like that's what makes it felt like one of the old school, like old New Year's Day type days where you got multiple games on multiple channels all throughout the day. Like just a great day of football.
It was a great day. And tomorrow is action packed. If you leave your couch, you have a problem. You need to make sure the wife knows. Like, we're gonna do this all day. We're gonna watch football and talk about it all day. Might bring the buddies. Actually, don't bring the buddies over. Like, hey, one thing.
12-hour day tomorrow.
Yeah, a 12-hour day. One thing, real quick. We got our jobs here. This is what we do here at C-Ball Get Ball. But let ZipRecruiter help you find the next people to find that you can hire for your roles. Like 4 out of 5 employees who can post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Like see for yourself. Just go to it. We're doing it free right now. An exclusive web address right now to try for ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire, man. Like you want to go find people who know what they're doing, who good, like Miami was, good at their job. Like ZipRecruiter will find them for you. Again, it's free, so don't forget to go look them up. And then everybody here, thank you so much at C-Ball Get Ball for tuning in with us, man, following us throughout the season. We're gonna finish strong. We'll finish strong like a boss. Like we're gonna see who's doing their job like ZipRecruiter really well tomorrow. And we'll be right back here tomorrow night to talk about all the games in a big way because it'll be a big, huge January 1st. Happy New Year, dudes, from here from C-Ball Get Ball. Thanks, dudes. Peace.